YOLO. Today we're going to be taking a look at two waste warriors, two garbage guardians, two trash companies, which is Waste Management and Republic Services. We're going to see how much they pay in dividends, what exactly they do that separates them from one another, and then we're going to see what a theoretical $10,000 investment in each of them 20 years ago with dividends reinvested will be worth today to determine who's potentially the better pick out of the two. And as always, this is for financial education and entertainment purposes only. Now that that's out of the way, let's get into it. First off, we've got Republic Services, sitting at about $241.14 a share. They are one of the two largest trash companies in the country. See, them and Waste Management have a duopoly over all trash in America. These two basically cover everything. I think the only things that they don't cover are potentially Alaska and Hawaii between the two of them combined. So those states, they just do their own thing because they're so far away. But anywhere else in the U.S., you throw a Doritos bag away, you recycle a can, you have a dirty diaper from your baby, and one of these two, they're taking care of it. Now, Republic Services is kind of a big deal. They operate in over 40 states in America. And just last year, in 2024, they brought in an annual revenue of around 15 to 17 billion. Billion with a B. B-I-L-L-I-O-N. That's a lot of money from trash. One of the strongest points for Republic Services is they can service smaller areas. Think more local towns rather than big cities, because of the fact that they don't have to deal with all the trash themselves. They take it to third-party landfills. They just collect it and move it. They don't store it. They don't decompose it. They don't recycle it all in-house. They have other companies that they work with for that, which does cut into the profit a little bit, but it allows them to operate in areas where a bigger company might not be able to. Now, they come to the table with an impressive 58 cents per share paid out quarterly. Now, time for a little fun math. Let's say you wanted to earn roughly $1,000 a month in dividends from Republic Services. That would mean you'd have to own 5,172 shares. And at their current share price, that would come out to an initial investment of $1,247,275.86. Now let's take a look at Waste Management. They're currently sitting at $227.10 per share. And they are geographically the larger of the two companies, as they operate in 48 states. You'll never be able to guess which two states they actually don't operate in. Now let's take a look at how much money they made last year. And no surprise, it's a lot. They were able to pull in over $20 billion. Billion with a B again, in 2024. That's an absolute ludicrous amount of money. And it makes sense. Trash pays well, because it doesn't matter if the markets are up or down. If we're in a boom or bust cycle in the economy, garbage still has to be taken away and thrown away in a landfill or recycled, because if you just let it pile up, it's going to breed bacteria and pests and vermin. So then it's a public health safety crisis. Now, one of the big places that Waste Management differs from Republic Services is in their vertical integration. See, they don't use third-party landfills or recycling plants. Nah, they do everything in-house. From the moment one of their green and yellow trucks comes and picks up your trash, or the trash of a business, it's taken to one of their places, sifted, sorted, categorized, glass, metal, other, you get the idea. And then they take what's left, the things that cannot be recycled, and they put those in the landfill. Everything else that they were able to take out and salvage, they then take it to one of their recycling plants. All this focus on their own integrated system allows them to avoid expensive third parties and their prices and fees, and they pass that savings onto their shareholders in the form of dividends, boasting an impressive 0.8250 cents, or roughly 83 cents with a little bit of rounding, paid out per share quarterly to their investors. Now, to make roughly $1,000 a month in dividends, you would need 3,614 shares. And at their current share price, which was about $227.10, that would come out to an initial investment of $820,843.37, which is a much easier It is easier than the million plus that Republic Service had, but still, for an initial investment, that's quite a lot of money. Now let's take a look at what a theoretical $10,000 investment 20 years ago with dividends reinvested would be worth today, to figure out just which one is better in the long run. Let's start with waste management, since we were just talking about it. $10,000 invested into waste management 20 years ago with the dividends reinvested would be worth roughly $136,143 today. And now looking at Republic Services, same thing, $10,000 investment 20 years ago with all dividends reinvested, you would be looking at a total of $154,389 today. Meaning Republic Services would have actually been able to produce more in total, even though they paid less in dividends, because they're able to service more smaller areas, giving them access to customers and clientele that the bigger company, who focuses on more things in-house, doesn't quite have the ability to do. However, both of these companies are incredibly close in returns. The really only main difference they have is size and dividends. So it depends if you're more of a dividend investor or more of a growth investor on which would be better for you. Me personally, I'm still a fan of waste management more than Republic Services, even though they outperformed, because it was a slight outperformance and I'm just partial to dividends myself. But let me know in the comments below, do you hold either of these companies in your own portfolios? And if so, how well have they been doing for you? Now, credit where credit is due. Republic Services did outperform in the long run, so they will be getting the victory for this time. However, I still have my heart set on waste management. They are one of my favorite stocks ever. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know down below in the comments if there are any other two companies you'd like to see go head-to-head like this, and I'll make a video on it. And as always, I'll catch you on the flip side.